Hear me, please. So the first one is quadratic questions. Okay. For instance, we are given these equations here: x squared minus 7x then plus 12 equal to 0. So here we have to find the values of x. So how can we get the values of x in this kind of question? This is a quadratic equation, and quadratic equations are usually very common in post-UTME and other examinations too. So here, what we are going to do, we are going to find two numbers such that when added, we give minus 7, and when multiplied, we give plus 12. So the two numbers are going to be placed inside the bracket, but before then, we are going to bring in the two brackets. Then in one of the brackets, we bring in x, the other bracket, we bring in x as well. Okay. Now from here, as a smart student that you are, this is what we are going to do. Now this is plus. We are looking for two numbers that will be multiplied to give 12, and this is plus. I know that minus times minus is plus, and plus times plus is plus. So the two numbers must be of the same signs. If they are different signs, they can't give you plus. So it's either minus, it's either they are minus and minus, or they are plus and plus. But how do we know if they are minus and minus or plus and plus? We are going to come here. This is minus. So whatever sign that is here, note that that is what will be here and here. So minus times minus will give us plus. So it means we are going to have minus times minus, which is what will be here. Then what are the two numbers? First, we get the factors of 12. Don't use this, please. Use this one. The factors of 12. They are 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Then which of them will add up? Which of the two are we going to take together to add up to give minus 7 and also multiply to give this? Okay, so what we have there is 4, 4 and 3. Okay, yes, minus 4 and 3 is the right one if you take note of them. So the implication here is, I hope we are seeing this very accurately. The implication is that we are going to equate each of the brackets to 0. So let's equate. We are going to have x minus 4 equal to 0. That's what we have. X minus 4 equal to 0. Then we'll do the same thing here. So here we have x minus 3 equal to 0. Then it's time to solve each of them, and I'm sure we understand how to go about it. So just bring in minus 4 here, come 0 minus 4 here, and this is x equals to 0 minus 4 is simply minus 4. So no stress, right? Do same here. Bring minus 3 this way. This is minus 4, please. When minus 4 is crossing, changes to plus and plus, right? Do the same thing here. So this is x equal to 0 plus 3. When minus 3 is crossing, it changes to plus 3. And this gives x to be equals to plus 3. If you wish, there may be no need for the plus, because 3 is same thing as plus 3, and 4 is same thing as plus 4. So this is exactly what we have for the first set of questions. All right. Then the second one is still quadratic. We'll be solving two questions for each of the topics, which means we are solving 40 questions into this class. So please do not miss out. And whoever you know is preparing for post-UTME, let us also know. Okay. And let the person connect to us so that they can also benefit from the class. So the second one is this. Let me clean this so that we can take the second question for this topic. So this topic is quadratic equation. So when we are done quadratic equation, we go to the next one, which is Surds. So let's look at this particular question. Here we have we have 2x, okay, plus 2x plus, okay, 2x, yeah, we have 2x plus 3, okay, 2x squared plus 3x, okay, then because if you look at this, the coefficient of, okay, I'm going to put it like this, let's leave this as plus, okay, yes, the coefficient of x squared here is 2 and it's not 1. So student will be asking, how do I cope with this type of question where the coefficient is transform this equation? When you get to the whole, transform this equation to this. Just look at what I'm going to do here. Bring this one here, use it to multiply this one, okay, just times it, times this one here. So we are going to have x squared plus 3x, then plus 2 times 1 is 2, equal to 0. See what we have done now, right? So as a smart student that we are, we have brought this 2 here to this place, then equate it to 0, multiply by, okay, 2 times 1 will give us 2. Now it is time for us to open our brackets. So remember, just go ahead, do something like this and equate it to 0. Now we have to bring in our x here, bring in our x this way, right? Then the question is this, we are back to the same method. So two numbers that will add up to give 3 and multiply to give 2. What are the two numbers? The two numbers must be of the same sign, plus and plus. You can see here there's no minus at all, which means the two numbers must be plus. Okay, how do I know that the two numbers must be plus? Same sign, because here is plus, plus here, so it makes it plus and plus. Then what are the two numbers? This is a prime number. Whenever you have a prime number here, numbers like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and so on, 13, just note that it's just 1 and that number. Okay, so which means we have 1 here and here 2. It doesn't matter, here can be 2 and here will be 1, or here will be 1 and here will be 2. Then the next phase is for us to equate each of them, okay, to 0. That gives x plus 1 equals to 0. Then do same here. It means we have x plus 2 equal to 0. Then we can transfer 1 to the other side. Okay, that's how to simply do it. It's not a difficult task. Just transfer 1 to the other side. This gives x. Okay, x equals 0 minus 1 here. Okay, and here we have x equals to minus 1. That's what we have right here. And in this other side, we are going to have x equals 0 minus 2. This will have to give us x equals to minus 2. Now, please, let's pay attention. This is very crucial. At this stage, we are not to leave our answers like this. Remember, we multiplied by 2 here. You can see here, right? We multiplied by 2. So we are going to divide each of these by 2. Okay? Yes. The reverse of multiplication. Remember, this is 2x squared and not just x squared. So we are solving as if it is like this. But the question is actually this. Please take note. So divide each of them by the 2 that was used to multiply 1 here, the constant. So divide here by 2, divide here by 2. Okay, that gives x to be equals to minus half. Okay, and here we have x equals to minus 1. These are the solutions to this particular question. So in case you get to the examination hall and you are confused, you don't know exactly what method to use this method. Just transfer this to this place and follow it this way. We were not taught in this manner when we were in secondary school, but you need it to pass your examinations. So this is the first stage of our class today. Welcome to SS Science TV. And if you are with me and you want me to do something, let me know in the chat box. Also, if you haven't subscribed, why not go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll always be here for you, especially during examination preparations. Thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button. Also like the video and share it as well to as many that are preparing for examinations. Now let's go to Surd. Surd is the next topic we are going to deal with today. Oh, sorry, the light is fluctuating. So let's look at Surd within the limited time today. Now, one thing that is more important in Surd is simplification and rationalization. If you can simplify Surd and you can rationalize Surd, you are done with Surd. That's the only thing. Okay, simplification and rationalization. Now, let's look at one. We're starting with simplification. Okay, let's use the word simplification. Simplify. If you are told to simplify this, look at this simple question. We are told to simplify. Yes, we are to simplify root 50 divided by root 2. You can see this is a simple Surd. Yes, you need to know the principle. Sorry for that. Now, we need to know the principle on how to deal with questions like this. The major thing is the principles, okay? The foundation, the basics. So this one, remember, this is like the way you deal with multiplication. So we are going to use the same root to cover the 2. This is what we are going to do. Look at what I'm going to do here now. I'm going to make the roots bigger and bring the 50 and the 2 to the same root. Look at what I have done. Okay, I have brought both of them together. So the implication is that I now have 50 divided by 2, and that is the square root of 25. Then the answer simply 5. So this is one way to deal with this kind of question, and the easiest way. Okay, just divide 50 by 2, since they have the same roots. Okay, not cube roots, they have square root and square root. So deal with radicals like this, in this manner. Now let's proceed to the next one without wasting much time. Okay, then we'll proceed to the harder and harder ones. Okay, so please take note. So now look at this particular one. We have to evaluate this type, for instance. We have to evaluate number 2, root 2, okay, plus 1 divided by root 2 minus 1. Look at this. Now, there was this thing I told my students. Okay, let me even start from the beginning. Let me show you something here. Okay, let's do this one. There's one I want to show you first before I use this particular one. Look at this. We have to evaluate root 2 plus 1. Okay, then root 2 minus 1. Something like this. Now, I told my students in my previous videos, okay, I told them that when you have something like this, you have something as simple as this, the method is quite simple. Remember, these 2 brackets are the same. Look at the brackets. You notice that they are the same. So the difference is just that this here we have plus and here is minus. So this is mere difference of 2 squares. When we have difference of 2 squares like this, the simplest thing to do is to do this. Just take the one with the minus sign. Take the one with the minus sign. That's 2 minus 1. Okay. Now, when you take the ones with the minus sign, leave this one. Then square the both components. Square this one. Okay. Becomes square like this. Then square 1. Don't square the minus, please. Okay, leave the minus because it's difference of 2 squares. So if you square root 2, we are going to get 2. And if you square minus 1, if you square 1, we get 1. We are not squaring the minus. Okay. Then finally, our answer will be 1. You can see how simple it is, right? So if you watch my previous video, there was one video, very short lesson I did on this one. No matter how complex it is, okay, difference of two squares is what this one leads to. So it's from here you can get this one. So from here you can also compress to this place. Then go ahead, square each of the components, square each of the numbers here, then you get what is here. Please don't forget, and the difference just give you 1, and that is exactly what the answer is. So now we can proceed to a bigger one. Okay, we are moving from the normal one to bigger one. Yes, I want us to progress gradually to a bigger number from smaller one. Now look at that same number. We have the number like this. Look at this, root 2 plus, let's say 2 here, okay, divided by root 2 minus 2. Yes, this is what we have right here. You see, at the denominator, we'll use what we used before. So we have to rationalize this, okay, and make it look better. That's what we are actually supposed to do here. And that's what we are going to do. Now look at what we are going to simply do here. Just multiply this one, okay? Multiply by this. So I'm going to begin from here. Let me multiply. From here, we have root 2, okay, plus 2, then divided by root 2 minus 2, okay. Then what we are going to do is to multiply. Multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. This is the denominator, okay. The conjugate of the denominator is root 2 plus 2, not minus 2, okay, plus 2. So what we are going to do here is this. Okay, I can even decide to change here to minus, minus, and here to what? To plus. So let's change here to minus and here to what? To plus. See what we're going to do here. So let's go. You see what we are going to do here. This is root 2 minus 2, and this is root 2 plus 2. So the conjugate of this is root 2, okay, minus 2. See that? So that's the conjugate, and divided by the same thing, root 2 minus 2. Right? I hope we are actually following the class. Please, I need you to chat me up if you have any question or any suggestion. Let's know where we are moving to. So look at this now. You see, at the denominator, you don't have any problem, okay? Just go ahead and use the method that is very obvious, okay? So that method is that you take the one with the negative sign and square both components. But at the denominator, at the numerator, we have to multiply. So root 2 times root 2 is 2, okay? Root 2 times root 2 is 2. Then root 2 times minus 2 is minus 2 root 2. Minus 2 root 2. Then minus 2 root 2, minus 2 times root 2 is the same thing, minus 2 root 2. Then minus 2 times minus 2. Minus times minus is plus. Then 2 times 2 is 4. That's plus 4. Plus 4. This is going to be divided by what I did before, okay? No need to bother ourselves. Just put the square root of 2 and square it. Then put the square root and put the square of, you see? So just square the both components. Take the one that is minus, square each of the numbers. That is it. Because both of them are difference of two squares. But here, they are not difference of two squares. They are minus and minus. But here we have plus and minus. And all other numbers are the same if you check it properly. So in case you get to the exam hall and you find something like this, go ahead, use it. Now let's go ahead. 2 plus 4 is 6. So we are going to write 6. Then these two are the same. It's just that they are negative. So add the negatives, becomes minus 4 root 2. Okay, minus 4 root 2. Then we are dividing by this. Okay, this is 2 square, which is 4. Okay, which is 2 rather, is root 2 square. So this root 2, we cancel the 2. Square and root 2 we go. Then here we have minus 4. Okay, then this gives 6 minus 4. Please do not subtract. This is not 6 minus 4. This is 4 root 2, please. 4 root 2. Okay, this is 4 root 2 divided by 2 minus 4 is minus 2. Right? Then if you look at this, you see that 2 can divide this and this. So we can bring out the common term from here. Okay, what's the factor? Yes, what's the ACF? Let's look for the ACF 6 and 4. 6, we can bring out 2 from here. Then open brackets 3. 2 dividing 6 will give us 3. Minus, do the same thing to the 4. Okay, because use 2 to divide 4, you get 2 inside. Then use the same 2 to divide 6, you get 3 inside. Okay, then we can divide by minus 2. So you see what we have done now. This 2, we cancel this 2. Then the minus can come up here. So we are now left with, minus, then open bracket. Don't forget this 2 is already gone, okay? Because they have cancelled each other. We now have 3 minus 2 root 2. I'm sure we understand what we are doing here. So if you don't want to leave it this way, if you don't find answers like this in the question, for instance, just multiply out. If you multiply out, we are going to have minus 3 plus 2 root 2. Then according to the law of BODMAS, it is better to write plus before minus. So we can then leave it as 2 root 2 minus 3. Okay, any of them are okay, right? Any of them is okay. There's no problem at all. So but just make sure you understand what we are doing. I hope the lesson is quite understood. Thank you very much for joining AZ Science TV. This is a class where we unveil some tips and tricks and shortcuts on how you can pass your examinations in flying colors. So we want you to succeed. That's why we are doing everything possible to make sure that every student who prepares for an exam and comes along to this channel or meets us will have something good or a very good story to tell. So this is Surds, and this is the second, I think this is the third one we are solving for Surds. So we are done with Surds. We can then proceed to, although there are other complex ones, but these are the foundations. Understand how to deal with conjugates of Surds, how to simplify Surds, evaluate Surds, rationalize Surds. Okay? We have rationalized the Surds from here to this point where there is no square root again. Then we can go ahead and simplify or evaluate them completely. So that is for that. Then the next one is called logarithm. Logarithm is a branch of maths. Yes, it's a branch of maths. So let's look at logarithm. Okay, now we are done with this one. We're going to look at logarithm. Please let me use some moisture to work things out. Don't know. I think we need some level of moisture. Okay. So we are going to look at logarithms now briefly, so that we can. Sorry for the instructions. So logarithms is the next one. We may be told to evaluate logarithms. Let's say log 32 to the base of 2. Let's say 32, please. To the base of 2. This is not a natural logarithm. Okay, a natural logarithm will actually have 10. To have 10, but this is just a normal logarithm. So remember, we are always starting from the simplest to the biggest. Yes. We are not here to show you that we know it. We are here to let us know that we are here to assist each other. So now this is 2. Logarithms is like indices. Please don't forget. The logarithms of a number is the number that will be raised to the power of this so that we can get the number. That's what it means. So we are going to replicate these 2 here so that we can have a common number. So that gives logarithms 2 here and 2 here. Okay. Now the question is, what will be the exponent of these 2 so that we can get 32? The answer is 5. Okay, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is equals to 2 raised by 5. 2 raised by 5, please. Okay, 2 raised by 5, and that is 32. Because 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 times 2 is 32. And that is 2 raised by 5. That's what we have used to replace 32 here. I hope I am good. I hope we are good to go. So let's look at face. Now the next thing to do here is to transfer this one. There are other ways to do it anyway. There are other ways to do it. We can transform this one to indices and solve it, or we bring this one here to the back here. Okay, just bring this to this point. So bring this way. We're now going to have 5. It's like using the 5 to multiply the logarithms. So we now have logarithms. This. There's it down. The 5 is gone from here. It's now here. Okay, it's now behind the logarithms. So what are we going to do? This is 5. Now the logarithms in which the number and the base are equal is equals to 1. When the number and the base of a logarithms are equal, is equals to 1. So we are going to write 1 here. And this gives us 5 times 1, which is 5. So this is the basis. We need to understand how to deal with basic so that we don't have issues when we get there. There are other methods to solve it. You can equate this one to x, then bring 2 raised by x here equals to 3 raised by 5. So 2 cancels 2, therefore x equals to 5. There are other ways to do it, okay? But I just wanted us to use this method. It's very clear, and I hope this is understood. So please, let's try to work together. If you have any question, I would like to share it in the comment section. I don't know if you have any question. Let's see if you have any question, please. Let's have questions in the chat box. Okay, if you have any question, let me just have it here. That would be very good. For your question will help to clarify so many issues. Okay, before we proceed. Now the next one is this. Look at a question like this. If you have logarithms x base 2 plus logarithms x base 2 equal to 0. So what does this actually mean? Can we explain what these logarithms mean? Now what is 0? The logarithms of 1 to any base is 0. I know some students will not understand this, but it's going to be very easy for you if you understand the principle. First, combine these ones together. Okay, remember, this is called the law of addition. So we are going to transform this. They have the same base. Since the bases are equal, we are going to take just 1. Yeah, this is x times x. X times x is x squared. So, which means we are going to have x squared here. Okay, equals to. Now, this is what will happen. Is it that we'll put 0 here? But it's not necessary to put 0. Okay, this is logarithms 1. Logarithms 1 to any base. This base is 2. This base is 2. You see this? So the base is 2. The logarithms of 1 to any base is 0. if you try it, use your calculator, try it. Log 1 is 0. That's what it means. So log of 1 to any base is 0. So it means if this log cancel this one, let's say this one cancels, we are now left with x squared. X squared is equals to 1. Equate the numbers because the log are equal. This therefore implies that we have x equals to square root of what? 1. And if this is if this one is going to be maybe a quadratic equation, difference of two squares, we can go ahead and have plus or minus 1. But which one will be the answer? It's usually the plus 1 that is the answer. Okay, so that gives x to be equals to 1. This is the simple way to solve this one. It's not a difficult thing. Okay, I do hope this is well understood. In case you get to exam, don't worry, just go ahead and smash the exams. Don't worry yourself. Okay, yes, the reason for this is because we want students to understand that questions come from the basics. Usually they know that you haven't taught all this, so that's why I can go ahead and answer these questions. So the answer is 1. If you want to check, put 1 here. Don't put minus 1. Minus 1 will not give you the answer. So the answer is actually 1. Put 1 here is 0. Put 1 here is 0. So 0 plus 0 equals to 0. So the logarithms of 1 to any base is 0. That's the implication. That's why we have 0 here. I hope this is very much understood. So just understand the basics and you are good to go. Okay, please take note. 0 means logarithms of number to any base. But remember, the base here is 2. So the 2 here must also reflect here. So we shouldn't put 10 here. If you put 10 here, it's 0. If you put 5 here, it's 0. But it's not right. Always put what is here. Okay, so that it becomes equal and cancel each other. Then you are now left with the numbers x raised by 2 here and 1 here. So when equated, it can now be solved to give x equals to 1. So that is the solution to this question. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope this is extremely clear. All right, so I hope this is clear. I'm looking for who is watching, who is with me here. So let's look at this. Let's go ahead and solve another question. We are done with logarithms now. We now proceed to the next one, which is indices. So indices, look at indices. Look at this question. Let's assume we are to solve 3 raised by 4 times 3 raised by 2. Yes, what's this going to give us? 3 raised by 4 times 3 raised by 2. So it's the same thing like logarithms. Logarithms and indices are very much alike. You can see that the numbers at the base are equal. So you take one of them, then add up this. This is called the law of multiplication of indices. So that gives 4 plus 2. Okay, 4 plus 2. Take one of the bases or one of the base and add up the powers or the exponents. So we're now going to have 4 plus 2, which is 6. 4 plus 2, which is 6. So this is what we have as our solution to this question. What if we have half? Look at this. Let's say this is number 1 and this is number 2. Okay, here we have number 2. Let's say we have number 2, assuming we have 1 4. Okay, raised by, let's say raised by 1 over 3. Okay, then times 1 over 2 raised to power 1 over 3. 1 over 3. You can see this type, right? Yes, if we have something like this, how do we go ahead solving it? Okay, let's quickly solve the next one, which is straight through. Let's look at it here. So we may have something like 1 over 4. raised power 2, okay, times 1 over 2 raised power 2. You can see here that the base are not equal, but the powers are equal. So the implication is that we are going to bring these two together, okay, and give them a common exponent, because the exponents are actually what? Equal. Okay, the exponents are equal, but the base are not equal. So this will give us 1 over 4. Please never apply the law of multiplication here. It cannot work. So this will be 1 over 4 times 1 over 2. Then we'll close the bracket and raise it to a common exponent of 2. And once this is done, we can simplify what we have inside, right? So 1 times 1 is 1. So write 1 divided by 4 times 2 is 8. So that's 8. Don't forget, it's a common exponent, which is 2. Then we can go ahead and do what? Yes, we have our 1 square. So this is 1 raised power 2 divided by 8 raised power 2, because the exponent affects the both. Okay, and that gives us 1 square is 1. Then 8 square is 64. That's 8 times 8. That is 64. This is very simple, right? So these are the ways you can solve it. There are other laws of indices. We have the law of division. We have the law of the law of powers. Okay, so a lot of other laws are here. So I do hope you are getting value in this video. Please don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to like the live stream. Okay, like the live stream and also share the videos. I'm not seeing any like. I don't know why you don't like it. Please do it to like and share. It's very important, please. This is very important. So let's proceed to the next one. In indices, yes, this is the second one. Let's look at another one. Then we know what to do next. So let's proceed to the next one. I hope you can hear me and see me clearly, because that's very important. Then the next one is trigonometry. Let's look at trigonometry now. In trigonometry, we are given this. We are to find the value of sine. Look at this one. This is sine 30 degrees. Sine 30 degrees plus cos 60 degrees. Okay, we have sine 30 degrees plus cos 60 degrees. All right, so in trigonometry. Now, I don't know if you understand this. I'm sure that you have seen this kind of question before, that 30 and 60 are complementary angles. So when you have something like this, they are the same. The results are the same. Okay, so let me show you something here. We have sine 30. Sine 30 is half. Cos 60 is also half. So that will give us 1. So this is sine 30 is half. All right. Then this is cos 60 is also half. Right? Then when we add up, just add half and half is 1. So there's no need wasting time. Some students will be asking, how do we solve this? This is half. Half of a tuber and another half of a tuber. Put together becomes 1 tuber. So that is 1. That's what it means. Okay. But if possible, just go ahead, make it like this. All right. So that gives 2 over 2, which is equals to 1. So there are different ways to solve it. Normal students may not have a solid foundation, but it's okay. We have to find a way. Just know that half plus half is always 1. All right. So that is exactly what we have here. Then we go to the next one. There's one called compound angles. Compound angles is under trigonometry. Yes, it's called compound angle. Let me show us compound angle. I'm sure we may have seen something like that before. Yes, although most of us didn't look at it very well, but you know it's mathematics, you must have it. So this is compound angle. For instance, find the value of find the value of, or let's say find, we'll just tell you, find sine, find the value of sine 15 degrees. Look at this. This is sine 15 degrees. And we are to find the value of sine 15 degrees. How do we find the value of sine 15 degrees? It is compound angles. Okay. Remember, we are interested in special angles, not just any angles, but special angles. Now look at this particular one here. We know that sine A minus B. Okay, sine A minus B is equal to sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. That is what we have here. So we have sine A cos B minus, okay, or let's leave it like this. Let's call it minus cos A sine B. Look at it here. This is what it is. So what are the two special angles that we are going to subtract to get 15? There are two. We can use 45 minus 30, or we use 60 minus 45. Both of them will give us the same answer. That's one thing I love about this topic. So you are not conditioned to do one thing. So sine 15, let me gently write it. Sine 15 is the same thing as the sine of open bracket 60. Okay, or let's use, I'm going to prefer, okay, it's the same thing anyway. Let's see, 60 degrees, okay, minus 30 degrees. Look at it. 60, okay, 60 minus 30 will not work. Okay, it's 60 minus 45. 60 minus 45 degrees. That's what it is. Because 60 minus 45 will give us 15. Then we can go ahead and put 60 here, 30 here, 60 here, and 30 here. And that will give us the answer without stress at all. Okay, so that will give us straight the answer. So let's proceed and get it. Now, this gives us what? Sine 60 degrees, which is the first one. Sine 60 degrees. Then cos 45 degrees. Cos 45 degrees. Then minus what? Cos A. That's cos 60 degrees, please. That's cos 60 degrees. Then sine 45 degrees. 45 degrees. So this is exactly what we have. I hope we are seeing it very clearly from what I have here. Okay. Now, what is sine 60? Sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Okay. Sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Then times. What is cos 45? Cos 45 is same thing as sine 45, and that is root 2 over 2. Okay, that's root 2 over 2. Root 2 over 2. Then minus. What is cos 60 degrees? Cos 60 is same thing as sine 30, and it's half. In our previous example, we saw it, right? So that's 1 over 2. Then times. What is sine 45? Sine 45 is same thing as cos 45. They are the same. Okay, tan 45 is 1, but sine 45 and cos 45 are root 2 over 2. Root 2 over 2. Okay, so we can go ahead and solve it without stress. These two put together, 3 times 2 is 6. So put them inside one common root divided by 4. Then minus 1 times root 2 is root 2 divided by 4. Okay, so we can proceed. We may not even need to bother ourselves, but no problem. That's not an issue. We can just factorize from here. You can see here we have root 2, right? Over 2 here. Yes, we have root 2 here. So we may not even need to bother ourselves. But if we go ahead, no problem. We can use another method. Let me show us another quick method, so that we don't bother ourselves. You can see here that this is common. Root 2 over 2 is common, right? Root 2 over 2 is common. So bring it out, okay? Bring root 2 over 2 outside. This is examination, so we need to be very smart about this. Root 2 over 2 is common. That's not enough. What is also common? We look at it, 2, 2, 2, 2. These are all common, so bring it out again. Bring another 2. Okay, that's 2. It's common. Then open bracket. What are we left with inside bracket? We are left with root 3. We are left with only root 3 here. So we are taking root 2 from here. 2, 2, 2, 2 is out. Now we now have only 1 left here. Okay, so the implication here is that we have root 2 over 4. Root 2 over 4. Then divided by root 3 minus 1. Okay, this is the simple solution to this question. Yes, so I do hope it is well understood. Please don't forget that this is AZ Science TV, okay, and this is Surds, and we are using compound angles now. We are now in compound angles under trigonometry, using radicals to solve it, because in post-UTME you may not be allowed to use scientific calculator. That's why I prefer we use this method. Okay, that's very important. Please take note. The next one is coordinate geometry. Yes, geometry of coordinates of Cartesian plane or Cartesian coordinates. So I do hope we are taking note of this too. Don't forget to like the video, the live stream, please. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. Let's look at the next question, please. Sorry for the lines that are coming. So let's look at the next question. So we are looking at what you call coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry. Yes. Find the gradient. One is gradient, the other one is a midpoint. Find the midpoint of the line joining this and this. You understand? So questions can come in that form. Let's start from midpoint. Yes. Find the midpoint. Find the midpoint of the line joining the coordinates 2, 3, and what? And 6, 11. Now look at this question. Find the midpoint of the line joining these 2 points. How do I know the middle? Remember, the first one here is x. This one is x. This is y, y. So the midpoint is very simple. Just add up the same numbers here and divide by 2. Do the same there too. So my midpoint is simply going to be taken as this. This is x, okay? This is 2, and this is what? 3. So this one here is xx. Please take note. This is x1. This is y1. Here we have 6 and 11. 6 and 11. 6 and 11. So this is what? X2. And this is y2. Y2. So the midpoint of the line will be, we are going to take the midpoint now, the middle of the point. That's the meaning of midpoint. Please don't forget that. Very important. So the midpoint, so midpoint is going to be this. So we'll take one after the other, okay? Take the first one for x. For the x, we are going to have x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Okay? So x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Then for y, we are going to have y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So we take them one after the other. So this is x1 plus x2. That is 2 plus 6 divided by 2. Okay. Then for this other one, what do we have? y1 plus y2 divided by 2. That's 3 plus 11. So we have 3 plus 11 divided by 2. So what should this give us? Let's just go straight to the point, okay, because of space. 2 plus 6 is 8 divided by 2. That will be 4. Then 3 plus 11 is 14 divided by 2 will give us 7. So these are x and these are y for the coordinates, which means our coordinate, the midpoint, the coordinate of the midpoint will be 4 and 7. This is the midpoint, right? So that's what it means. So midpoint will give us what? 4 and 7. I hope this is well understood. This is under coordinate geometry. Yes, this is under coordinate geometry. So if you understood this, I want to know in a live chat. Let us all move together, okay? So the next one is slope. Yes, find the slope of the line. Now, I'll simply change this midpoint to slope, right? Yes, and that will solve our question, our next question. So the first one is slope. The next one is, and the first one is midpoint, which is the center, the middle of the line, joining these 2 points together. Then the next one is the slope of this line. So we need to find the slope of this line. All right, how slopey is it? Okay, is it very steep or slopey? You know, when you go to some hills are so slopey, so that when vehicles are moving, they have to be very careful so that they don't go down at full speed. So let's move straight to the next question. Now, I'll show us what we're going to do now to change what we are simply going to do, not to waste our time. Okay, change this one here to slope. Yes, change it to slope. So I will get our next answer. Okay, or our next question rather. Yes. Sorry, the board is getting unkept. That's why I'm using this method to deal with it. So this is slope. Find the slope. Find the slope. You can call it slope or gradient, please. Okay, it's the same. Find the slope of a line joining these points, points 2, 3, and point 6, 11. So how do we get the slope of the line? So that we can go to the next topic as quickly as possible. We are in topic 6 now. So we need to go to 7, 8, and 9. So slope. Let me write solution. Now, slope or gradient, please, you can call it slope or gradient so that you don't mistake. Slope is equal to what? Gradient, please. In case you find any of them, they are the same. And it is equal to what? X, okay, dy dx, okay, is equal to y2 minus y1. That's the difference between y2 and y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's substitute. Remember our y1 is 3 and our x1, our y1 and x1 are 2 and 3. X is x1, y1 is x2, y2. So our y2 is 11. That's 11 minus our y1 is 3. Please check the way we did it in our previous, in just the example we just did now. That's 3. Okay, I'm doing this because of space, please. Our x2 is 6. Our x2 is 6. Then our x1 is 2. That's 2 here. So what is it going to be? We are going to end up having 11 minus 3 is 8. 8. and 6 minus 2 is 4. So that implies that 8 divided by 4 is 2. That's our slope. So the slope or gradient of the line joining these 2 points is 2. So I hope it is well cleared. So we have been able to do coordinate geometry. Now look at probability. But before then, let's look at statistics first. We'll look at statistics, then go to probability. So we are going to do this. I hope we are following. This is very important. I need you to chat me so that we're sure that we are all following. Okay, thank you for the like. I got someone like. I just got one like now. So thank you very much. I appreciate you a lot. So we are going to be looking at that. So let's proceed to the next one. Thanks for the like. Yes, it shows that you appreciate what we are doing here. Not just watching, but at least you liked it. Thank you so much. Let's quickly let this go. Please do well to like and share so that others can have access to it. To this class. This is a very important class for examination students. Now the next one is statistics. Find the mean. Yeah, we have to find the mean of. Look at this. We have to find the mean. Find the mean as the average. Find the mean of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Of 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So these are the numbers, and I'm sure we are already used to finding mean. So how do we get the mean of these numbers? Right? Mean of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yes, I'm sure somebody can give us the answer. Somebody watching me now can give me the answer. So don't forget, please, this is statistics. Okay, statistics is divided into two. Please, we have measure of dispersion, then we have measure of central tendencies, central number, and scatter. Okay, yes, that's deviation. So let's proceed to this. The mean is simply given. Okay, mean is given by sum of data, okay, as sum of the whole numbers here divided by divided by n. N is the count. You just count it and put it here. If you count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what it is there. So the mean is given by, let's add up. We're going to add up, and that is, let's use bar x. Okay, that's the mean. We have 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12. Then we are going to divide by 5. Why are we dividing by 5? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n is equals to what? 5. This gives us, now we are going to add up. Okay, if we add up, 4 plus 6 is 10. This is another 10, that's 20. Then 8 plus 12 is 20. So 20 plus 20 is 40. So that gives 40 divided by 5. So 40 divided by 5 is 8. This is the mean. Okay, therefore 5 times 8 is 40. So the mean is the central number, a number that can represent these whole numbers adequately is 8. So 8 is the mean of this number. Okay, a number has no mode because all the numbers occur at the same level, or same number of times. So that's exactly what it means. I hope we are actually following this class. It's very important we move on together. Okay, if you are not following, or if you're just joining me for the first time, let me know in the chat, in the chat box. Okay, if you want to ask a question, just put hashtag, then go ahead and say whatever you want to. Okay, and we are going to be here to work together, right? So thank you very much. Whatever you want to just put hashtag and it will go on to reflect. So don't worry. Then let's move to the next one. It's another question on statistics. Yes, another question on statistics. It's on statistics. Another question on statistics. So let's look at this particular one now. If the mean of if the mean of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, okay, this same number 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 is 8. Okay, 4, 6 is 8. Find x. Is find x. That is, find the value of x. Now, if the mean of 4, 6, 8, 12, 8, 10, 8x, 12 is 8, find x. So what should be x from here? I'm sure somebody already have answered that, right? Yes, because we just did it, but we just want to know what is x. Yes, this is exactly how questions can be asked sometimes, right? We know the foundation, but sometimes questions can come in this form. So we are going to use our knowledge, our knowledge of mean to solve this problem. So we know that mean, which is this is the mean, okay? We know that the mean, which is x bar, is called the mean. It's supposed to be sum of everything here, usually given as the sigma, okay, f of x, or sigma x. Let's call it sigma x divided by n. N is the number of counts. If you count it, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's n. So let's proceed. What's our mean? Our mean is 8 here. So which means we have 8 equals to, what's the sum of x? Let's add up. Okay, that's 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus x plus 12. That's what we're going to do here. That is 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus x plus 12. Then divided by n. Okay, our n is 5. Our n here is 5. So let's add up. Before then, just multiply these two. Multiply this one, bring it together and multiply. Or better still, let's leave it that way. 8 is equals to 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. 18 plus 12 is 30. That is 30 plus x divided by 5. This 5 that we have here. Then we can cross multiply. If we cross multiply here, we have 5 times 8, right? Or 8 times 5 equals 30 plus x. So 8 plus 5 is 40, right? It means we have 40 equals 30 plus x. So it's now obvious that x is 10, which was what we got initially, right? So you can subtract. So if you subtract from here, we have 40 minus 30, right? So that gives x to be 40 minus 30. X is 40 minus 30. So x equals 40 minus 30, which is equals to what? 10. So it means that x is actually 10. That's what it means. All right. So I hope we got this. I hope we are following this. This is the method you will find in most of the examinations in Post-UTME. Remember, you have to go higher. So their questions usually go a little bit higher. Okay. Then we'll look at differentiation. Differentiation. We'll look at probability later, but let's look at differentiation. Yeah, because as you proceed, you get more and more difficult questions. So let's look at calculus right now. Yes, look at calculus, and that is differentiation. Okay, I hope we are actually following the class. So I'm going to clean this now. Permit me. We are going to be looking for the integral value and differential values. But let's start with differentiation, which is of more important to us right now. Yes, before moving to integration. Yes. So sometimes I have to use water to clean the board because it's a special type of board. So please permit me to use water to clean the board. Yes. So that it can be a little bit neat. So I think it's better now. So we are going to look at differentiation, differential value, differential coefficient, and so on. So that's what we are going to look at right now. So look at this particular question. Find the integral or differentiate. Let's say we are differentiating. And let's say differentiate. So differentiate y equals to 4x squared, 4x squared minus 5x plus 2. Y equals 4x squared minus 5x plus 2. It means we should find dy dx. Yes, we are already used to it as dy dx. So what is dy dx? All right. So the implication is that we are going to change y to dy dx. We call it differential coefficient. So we are differentiating with respect to x. So anyone that does not contain x, just let it go. Okay. Neglect it, and that is 0. Now, when differentiating, we have 4 plus 2. Okay. That's 4 multiplied by this 2 here. 4 does 2 means 4 times 2. Please don't forget, it's 4 times 2. Then we have x, then 2 minus 1. Always subtract 1 from here. After using the 2 to multiply, or using what is here to multiply what's here. Then minus, do the same thing here. We have 4.1. Okay, then x, 1 minus 1. All right, that's what it means. I hope you are getting it. Differentiation means you are subtracting 1 from here. But that is after you have used what is here to multiply this one. Use what is here to multiply this, then before subtracting 1 from it. That's what we're doing here. Then here we have 1. So what 5 times 1, 5.1. Then x, 1 minus 1. Okay. Then we are going to use 4 times 2 is 8. Have your 8 here. Then we have x. X raised to power 1 is same thing as x. Okay, then minus. Then this one, 5 times 1 is 5. Is 5. Okay. Then we have x raised to power 0. Is x raised to power 0. And we already are aware when a number is raised to power 0. What does it mean? It means 1. So that gives x, 8x minus 5 times 1. This is 1. Okay, therefore we have 8x minus 5. This is what it is. Okay, so anytime you are differentiating, just know that you are subtracting 1 from the coefficient of the unknown here. Okay, that is, it depends on the respect with respect to x here. This is with respect to x. If it's with respect to any other unknown, please use that same method for that particular unknown, and you get your answers. I hope we are actually following this class. Yes, we are starting from the smallest, then moving on to the bigger and bigger one. Now let's look at this particular one again. We are actually differentiating, so there's no need changing. You can be told to find the derivative. Find the derivative of. It means you should differentiate. Find the derivative of something. That's differentiate that thing. That's the implication. Please take note. So let's look at this particular one. Find the derivative of. Look at this. This question can come in this form. Find the think I went off sound. Okay, I went off sound. Yes, I couldn't continue because of the sound. And the sound was off. So I don't know. I hope somebody can hear me now, right? Yes, I went off sound. I'm sorry. Okay, I know that I actually went off sound. I was trying to explain this. I hope you actually followed. I don't know because I was off sound. If you follow, please, I want to know in the chat. Okay, so that I'll be sure that you actually followed what I said here. What I said is that in an occasion like this, in a situation like this, there's no need burden ourselves since we already have y and minus y here. This is plus and minus, so we can cancel each other. Okay, from here, just cancel this. We can now add up these two. That's 2x plus x to give 3x. This one is gone. Then on the other side of the equality sign, we have 7 plus 2, and that is 9. Then the next thing we have to do is to divide both sides by 3. So we can have our x, okay? Then this is 9 divided by 3, and that is 3. Then from equation 2, we are going to substitute. Let's substitute for 3 here. For x, substitute x equals 3. So we have 3 for x minus y equals 2. So that gives 3. Bring this 2 this way, okay? Bring it to the right, to the left-hand side. That becomes minus 2. Then bring minus y to the other side, which is y. Okay, then 3 minus 2 is 1. So which means our x is 3, our y is 1. That is simultaneous equation. I do hope that is very clear. So it can come in different forms, but whichever way it comes, it is the same principle. So that is simultaneous equation. Now we go to percentage. We're looking at percentage now. Right, so let's look at percentage. I will need to take this off and let's look at percentage. Now percentage can come in different forms, but we are using discount and other forms. Okay, yes, we are using application of percentages in commercial arithmetic. That is money, anything that has to do with finance. Now in percentage, we have a shirt costing 8,000. So I'm going to write. Please permit me to write a shirt costing 8,000. Okay, let's say a shirt costing 8,000. Let's see, 8,000. A shirt costing 8,000 naira. Let's use naira, okay? 8,000 naira is sold at 15%. It's sold at 15% discount. 15% discount. It's sold at 50% discount. Find the selling price. Find the selling price. So this has to do with percentages. Okay, yes, how to apply percentages in our daily life. I'm going to buy a shirt now. I was supposed to originally pay 8,000 naira, but the seller said that no, I'm not to pay 8,000 naira, and that I'm going to take away. I'm going to pay 15% less than the 100% of this price. Now, how much am I going to pay? Okay, how much will the shirt be sold to me? That is what we are looking for. So, and I have to use percentage to calculate it. Okay. Yes, I'll use percentage to calculate it. First, original price is this. So what is 15% of? Find 15%, okay? So I'm going to find 15% of 8,000 naira. So what is 15% of 8,000 naira? Let's find it. That is 15 divided by 100, okay, times what? 8,000 naira over 1. So this is quite simple. Just use 2 zeros to cancel 2 zeros. Okay, so if you do that, what are we going to be left with? We're left with 80 times 15. Okay, what's 80 times 15? So we're going to find 80, then this is 15. Now we're timesing, right? So 15 times 0 is 0, right? Oh, okay, let's just do it normal way. 5 times, this is 0. Let's use the 8 and what? Since this is 0, as a student of examination, don't use the 0, just use only 8. And at the end, you put 0 at the answer, okay, at the end. So, which means that we're going to have 15. Look, let me show you how we're going to do it. We're using just 15 and we are using 15 and 8. Please don't forget. Okay, 8 times 5 is 40. So write 0 and take 4. And 8 times 4, 8 times 2 is 16. So that's 32. Sorry, 8 times 1 is 8. Yes, 8 times 1 is 8. Then plus this 4. That is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12. This means we have 120. All right. But remember, we're supposed to be left with 80. But we decided to leave the 80. So which means I'm now going to put 80. So we'll put 0 here. I hope that's clear. So it means we have 1,200. That's all we have. So please don't forget that. It's very important. Just know how to do it. Just forget about the zeros and do the non-zeros first. Then at the end of the day, put 0 at the end of the answer. That gives 1,200. I hope this 1,200. The seller said I should not pay up to 8,000 naira. That I should take 1,200 naira, okay, from that money. So what I'm going to do now is, how do I find the selling price? So how do I have my original money I'm going to pay? Okay, so I don't know if you can see me. The BDC is gone. So thank you. We're going to stop here now. Thank you very much. This is where, yeah. Okay, we're going to continue from here. Okay, let's proceed. All right. So I hope it is actually clear. Then this man said, don't pay this money. So the selling price is actually 8,000 naira. Selling price is 8,000 naira. Okay, minus 1,200. This is the selling price. Okay, and if I take this 8,000 minus 1,000 is 7,000, and 7,000 minus 200 is 6,800, which means I'm going to pay 6,800 naira. This is the actual money that I paid. That was after they have deducted 15% from that money. Okay, they are now, I was now made to pay this amount. Instead of paying all the money, I paid a little above this. I hope this is clear. Okay, I don't know if you understood what happened here. So this is how to discount any money at all. As a business person, you want to give discount. This is what you are going to do. Any question, let me know. Okay, let's know in the chat box. If you have any question, let us know. All right. So this is the amount I actually paid at the end of the day. Thank you very much. We are going to continue. We don't have a choice because the topic is 20 maths topic. 20 maths topic for Post-UTME. So let's proceed to the next one. There's no need wasting time. So we are looking at the 20 maths topics. So the next one after percentage is called circle geometry. Circle geometry. Okay, circle geometry. That's a very easy topic, so we can actually handle that. Then number basis. Let's look at number basis and leave circle geometry. Okay. Now for the number basis, we may be told to convert 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, convert this to base 10 to base 10. So we convert this to base 10. This number now is in base 2, but it has to be converted to base 10. The easiest thing I always tell my students is to leave out the zeros and just handle 1, 2, 3, 4. So handle the non-zero digits, leave out the zeros. That's what I always tell my students. Always leave the zeros. Don't worry about the zeros, okay? Please do well to leave the zeros. Leave the zeros, forget about the zeros, okay? And focus on the non-zero digits. I always tell students to be very careful in doing this so I don't waste their time, okay? So we are going to look at this. Let's look at it one after the other. Yes, I do hope we are still in tune. We need to get, we're in number 14 now. So let's convert. This is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 in base 2. So if we are to change to base 10, remember, I told us to follow this pattern. 1 times 2. How many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2, then plus 1 times 2. Okay, this is what we are going to do. This one is 0. Okay, the second one is this is 0, 1, 2, 3. We have 2 and 3. So this is 2. This is one is 2 and the other one is 3. Okay, so I hope it is actually very clear. One is 2, the other one is 3. This one here is 0. Is 0. This is 2. This is 3. This one is 3. Okay, this one is 5. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5. Well, somebody may ask us, why did you neglect the zeros? Yeah, you can see this is 1. If this place was to be 0, means that whatever we do here will be meaningless to amount to 0. So we don't want to waste our time, okay? Yeah, so you can neglect the zeros in exams. I think it's better you do, especially when it comes to objective questions like Post-UTME. Don't bother yourselves, okay? And if you are preparing for JAMB next year, please, I want you to hook up to this channel. It's very important because it's good you start preparing on time, and for GC student too. So let's proceed. The whole of this, this is 1 times 32. Why this is 1 times 8? Because this is 1 times 4. Okay. Why this is 1 times 1? Okay. So this gives 32 plus 8. This is 8, then plus 4, then plus 1. So finally, we can get our answers, right? 32 plus 8 is 40, and this is 45. So our answer is 45 in base 10. This is a simple way to solve this kind of question. So when you find an example, just go ahead, use the expansion method. Right? Don't use the repeated multiplication method. Although you can use it if you need be. Yeah, after all, it's not just one method. There are different methods. But this is just one of the methods for solving this kind of questions. I do hope you are following. Now there are different ways to solve this. Sometimes you'll be told, let me show us this kind of question. Okay, this is 45 now. Please take note of 45. Right? So I'm going to clean this now. So that look at the question like this. So when you're told to solve a question, okay, let's see. Let me show us another way in which these questions can be set. Okay, we can be told to solve. Yes, solve this question. 1 0 1 1. The same thing. Let me just show us 1 1 0 1. Okay, in base x equals to 45. Look at something like this. Okay, and the question can come like this. So what are we going to do when we see questions like this? Just use the same method. Solve this one. So just go ahead, and we have 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x is 4 times 1 2 3 4. Okay, yes, we have 1 2 3 4. Leave the zeros, please. Don't bother the zeros, just leave it. This is 45. 45 is in base 10, right? 45 is in base 10. Okay, let's put here as x power 3 a plus x is power 2 n plus 1, right? Plus 1 equals to 45. I'm sure we know why this is 1, because 1 times, this is x raised by 0. This is 1. Okay, that's why we're going to get 1. So we transfer this 1 this way. This gives x raised by 5 plus x raised by 3 plus s squared equals to 45 minus 1. That's 45 minus 1. 45 minus 1 is 44. That's what it means. Then we can factorize, right? Yes. Factorize. What's common? We have x, open brackets. Here we have, it's correct. We have x squared. So bring out x squared, okay? Bring out x squared. Then we're now left with x raised by 3 plus x, right? Plus 1. Yes, is x raised by 3 plus x plus 1 equals to 44. You can see this, right? Equals to 44. So what we'll do, this is polynomial, okay, and this is 44. So these two, we have been able to factorize this, right? So we'll proceed. What we are simply going to do here is to look for factors that will satisfy this. You can try -1, you can try 1, okay? Yes, if you try -1, you try 1, and so on. So let's look at the factors that will give us this. If we try -1, if we try x equals to -1, try an error, but we need try an error to give us one of them. Okay, one of the solution to this now is what is not okay. Yeah, one of the solutions is not 0. It's not possible. So what we're going to do, let's try x equals -1, and let's see. If you put x -1 here, x will be 1 here. Okay, then here we are looking for this. Okay, we are going to look at this. Okay, we can solve this together. This is 44. This is 44. So this is what will happen. Okay, leave it at this point here. Now that we got 44 here, bring everything this way. Bring everything to give us x raised by 5, then plus x raised by 3, plus x squared. Bring everything here, okay? Remember, we'll go 44. So it will be minus 44 equal to 0. It will be minus 44 equal to 0. So what will give us 0 when dealt with here? Okay, that's exactly what the answer will be. So we are going to get some numbers here that will give us 44, so that minus of 44 will go. Let's try 1 and try 2. So if we try 2 raised to power 5, 2 raised to power 5 will give us 32. Don't forget 32. Then 2 raised to power, so the answer, one of the answers will be x equals to what? 2. Try this one. Okay, yes, look at it. 2 raised to power, okay, 2 raised to power 5 is 32, and 2 raised to power 3 is 8. So 32 plus 8 is what? 32 plus 8 is 40, and 2 raised to power 2 is 4. So 40 plus 4 is 44. 44 minus 44 is 0. So which means one of our answers is x equals to 2. X equals to 2, which means we are going to use x equals to 2 as the answer. Okay, but if you don't want to, if you are looking for other answers, you can use x minus 2, and then you'll be looking for other answers. But we don't need it, right? The base here can be 2, can be 3, okay? But since we already have one of the answers and it's positive, x equals to 2. So that is the solution, okay? Because x equals to 2 gave us an answer, gave us 0. Okay, so which means therefore x is equal to what? 2. This is the trial and error method, and it works well in quadratic. This is polynomial, so we don't need to waste our time. All right, just use trial and error, and I've used trial and error. I got my x to be equals to 2. That is the solution to this question. I hope it is quite well understood. So we are now proceeding to matrices. Matrices is what we are going to do next, so that we keep moving very fast and get to where we are. We are in number 15 now. That is matrices. Matrices. Now, in matrices, we are told to find the determinant. Okay. Yes. Find, or let's say, yes, let's find the determinant first. Okay. Let's say find the determinant. Find the determinant. Find the determinant of we are given a matrix of this matrix 2, 3, 1, and 4. So this is very simple matrix. It's called a 2 by 2 matrix, 2 times 2 matrix. Okay. So how do we find the determinant of this matrix? Determinant is given. So determinant is very simple. Okay. Yes, you can call it det. The det determinant of this A. If A, let's say A is equals to this, so det A, or determinant A, is equals to, just cross multiply. That gives the answer. Okay, 2 times 4. That is 2 times 4 minus 3 times 1. Okay, 2 times 4 times 3 times 1. That is 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. So the determinant is simply 5. Okay, that's what the determinant is. I hope this is straightforward. There's no problem about that, right? So if you have any question, let me know. If you have any reservation, please put it in the chat area. Just put hashtag and and put in the message. Okay. Yes, that's determinant. Now we can be told to evaluate a matrix like this. Let's look at it, or even find the determinant. Let's say we have to find the determinant of 3 by 3 matrices. Look at the matrix like this. Let's say find, yes, let's say we have to find 0, 1, 1, okay. Let's say 1 like this, or this one 0, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4. So let's say we are told to find something like this. How can we find the determinant of this matrix? Find the determinant of this matrix. This is very easy, okay? Now, I told us in one of my videos during the JAMB lessons, we are having zeros here. This makes it very easy for us. Now, usually we take this row as the main row, but we are coming here to take this. Why? Because it is easier. When you are traveling, you follow the easier way, not the other one, okay? So I don't want to follow here. I want to follow this place because it's easier for me. You see this 0? It means we are done. Okay? This 0 shows that we are done. We have no business with this except with this. All right? So it means following this point here, it means that my determinant, det, my determinant is very simple. Okay? We have 1. Just take only 1. 1. Okay? Remember, we are following this way. We're not following here. So, okay. Cross this one. Okay? You cross this one. Then use only this one. Okay? Use only this. That is 2 times 4 minus 3 times 3. And this is 1. Then 2 times 4 is 8 minus 3 times 3, which is 9. So this gives 1 brackets. This is minus 1. And that gives minus 1. This is the determinant. Don't worry yourself trying to go for 1 and is not necessary. Just use this rule. Okay? Use 0. Use 1 renders everything. Just try it. Try it. You see that you still get minus 1 at the end of the day. If you like, take all of them, you get minus 1 because of this 0 and this 0. So don't waste time. Just use only this one here. Just we have zeros here. And that solves it all. I hope this is quite easy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Thank you. So, fine time. So, with the next one, we have other ones, okay? We may not be able to solve all of them. The other ones are binomial expansions, sequence, set theory, measuration, and exponential equations. So please do well to revise all of them. Okay. So I wish you the best in your examinations. We have to stop here. At least I think we have done so much for today. I'll see you on the other side as you celebrate your success in your exam. If you're writing Post-UTME, I wish you the best. If you're writing G exam in India, yes, my live stream will come up later in the day. Yes, or tomorrow morning, as the case may be. So I will inform you the period that the live stream will come out. So but do it to revise the other topics, including imaginary numbers, vectors. So thank you very much. Let's call it a day. I do hope you got value in the video. I'll see you next time. Thank you for now. Goodbye.